Ravenford, a small coastal town on the eastern side of England, was the sort of place where people rarely locked their doors. Narrow brick houses lined the misty streets, and the distant sound of waves crashing against the cliffs was a familiar lullaby to the locals. Winter had begun, and each evening a heavy fog rolled in from the sea, giving the streets an eerie stillness. Amelia Harper, a single mother and a dedicated night shift nurse at East Shore Medical, lived in a modest terraced house with her 10-year-old daughter, Lily. Their life wasn't perfect, but it was peaceful. Morning breakfasts together, school runs, laughter in the living room, and bedtime stories that made Lily's eyes sparkle. But Ravenford held a secret. For months, quiet murmurs had spread across the town. Children going missing. No witnesses. No clues. Just vanished into the fog. Whenever someone mentioned it, the local police dismissed it as overblown gossip or misunderstood domestic disputes. And most people believed them. After all, who would distrust the police in such a peaceful town? Amelia didn't believe in conspiracies until the night her life turned upside down. Coming home from a tiring 12-hour shift, she found her front door slightly ajar. At first, she thought she might have forgotten to lock it in the morning. But when she stepped inside, her heart dropped. The living room was in disarray, cushions scattered on the floor, a table lamp knocked over, Lily's favorite pink jumper torn and lying near the sofa. Lily, her voice quivered, echoing through the hallway. She rushed upstairs, panic rising like a tidal wave. The bedroom was empty. The wardrobe doors were open. Lily's school bag lay abandoned on the bed. Her phone buzzed. A call from an unknown number. "Miss Harper, this is the Ravenford police. Please remain calm. We have reason to believe your daughter has been taken. Officers are on their way." Amelia's world went silent. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. Her legs nearly gave way. But the cruel truth was this. The very people coming to help her were the ones she needed to fear most. Within minutes, a marked police car pulled up outside her house. Two officers stepped out, Sergeant Colin Reeves and Constable Matthew Blake. Both appeared composed and sympathetic, their uniforms crisp under the dim street lamp. Sergeant Reeves spoke with a firm yet calming tone. "Miss Harper, we're here to support you. Let's go inside and talk." Amelia, trembling and desperate, told them everything she'd seen. The open door, the mess, Lily's absence. Blake took notes while Reeves looked around the room. No signs of forced entry," Reeves muttered. "But she's gone," Amelia cried. "Someone took her." Blake nodded sympathetically. "We understand. We'll do everything we can." But Amelia noticed something strange. Neither of them radioed the station. Neither called for backup, forensic teams, or investigators. Instead, Reeves turned to her and said, "Actually, Miss Harper, we'd like you to come with us to the station. There are details we need that are best handled there. Now? But shouldn't we look for Lily here first?" "We will," Blake assured her. "But your cooperation is crucial." Their insistence felt wrong. A cold shiver ran down Amelia's spine. Still, she had no reason not to trust the police. At least, not yet. As she stepped outside, Reeves gently guided her towards the car. But before she got in, she noticed something. In the back seat, a small pink hair clip. Lily's hair clip. How did it get there? Her breath hitched. Her mind screamed that something was terribly, horribly wrong. She took a step back. Reeves' expression hardened. Blake's jaw tightened. "Miss Harper," Reeves said softly, "please get in the car." This was no request. It was an order, and it chilled her to the bone. Amelia's instincts finally kicked in. She turned on her heel and bolted towards the house. "Oi, stop!" Blake shouted. She slammed the door behind her and locked it, heart pounding like it would burst. Through the window, she could see the officers walking briskly towards the entrance, their calm, friendly facade gone. They weren't here to help. They weren't here to investigate. They were hiding something. Her phone vibrated, another unknown number. A shaky voice whispered, "Don't trust the police. They're taking the children." Then the call cut. Amelia froze. Footsteps outside. A shadow moved past her window. Someone tried the handle. Reeves' voice called out, firm and cold. "Miss Harper, open the door. You're making this harder." She backed away, tears streaming down her cheeks. "What do you want? Where is Lily?" But no reply came. Only silence. Then, a sudden crash. They were trying to force their way in. Amelia ran out through the back door into the icy yard, sprinting past the garden fence and into the neighbor's driveway. She didn't know where she was going. She only knew she had to get away. Behind her, she heard Reeves shouting, "Find her!" She ducked behind a parked car, trembling uncontrollably. Her breath came out in white clouds. She dialed the emergency number. "Please help. 2 officers. They're after me. They've taken my daughter." "Name and location?" the operator asked. But before she could answer, she saw headlights approaching. Not a car. A police van. Her voice cracked. "Oh God." She hung up, dropped the phone, and ran into the fog-covered alley behind the houses. Hours passed. The fog grew thicker. Amelia wandered through the town's back streets, avoiding lit roads, avoiding any sign of police. Every siren made her flinch. Every passing car made her hide. Finally, she reached the one place no one visited at night, the abandoned warehouse near the old docks. Inside, she found candles on the floor, old documents, and photographs pinned to the walls, newspaper clippings of missing children. Dozens of them. Lily's photo wasn't there yet. But then she noticed something more horrifying. A logbook. Dates. Names. Police initials. Next to each child's name was a signature. C. Reeves. M. Blake. Her legs gave out. This wasn't random. This wasn't a lone criminal. This was a network. A ring. Protected by the badge. Suddenly, footsteps echoed through the warehouse. A voice whispered, "Amelia?" She spun around. It was Daniel Ward, a former detective who had mysteriously resigned months ago. He raised both hands. "I'm not here to harm you." "You called me," she whispered. Daniel nodded. "I tried to warn you. I've been tracking Reeves and Blake for months. They've been taking children from vulnerable households, selling them to a trafficking group outside the country." Amelia felt sick. Her knees shook. "Where's Lily?" she choked. "She's alive," Daniel said. "But not for long. They moved the children at dawn." Dawn was less than 3 hours away. Amelia wiped her tears. "Then we don't have much time." Daniel nodded solemnly. "We're going to get her back." As the first hints of morning light crept through the fog, Amelia and Daniel hid behind crates near the old pier. A large black van was parked beside a warehouse. Reeves and Blake were standing next to it, talking to 2 men Amelia didn't recognize. Inside the van, children. She could faintly hear sobbing. Her heart stabbed with fear, but Daniel placed a hand on her shoulder. "Stay quiet. Follow my lead." He moved silently, approaching the back of the van while the officers negotiated payment with the traffickers. Amelia anxiously scanned the crates. Then she saw her. Lily. Tied. Frightened. But alive. When Lily's eyes met her mother's, tears spilled instantly. Daniel signaled. "Now." He lunged forward, striking Blake with a metal rod, knocking him out. Amelia rushed to Lily, tearing the ropes off her small wrists. Reeves turned, face twisted with rage. "You should have stayed quiet, Amelia." He pulled out his weapon. But before he could fire, Daniel tackled him. The gun skidded across the ground. They struggled fiercely until Daniel overpowered him and handcuffed him with his own cuffs. Within minutes, backup sirens echoed through the bay. Real police, officers Daniel had contacted hours earlier. The trafficking ring was exposed. Reeves, Blake, and the others were arrested. As Lily clung to her mother, shivering, Amelia held her tight and whispered, "It's over, my love. I'm here. I'll always be here." Ravenford would never be the same again. But justice, true justice, had finally reached its dark corners. And the fog that once carried fear, now carried hope.